Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Adventure Destination International. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destination International in Thompson's Resort. Big Chief Meat Snacks. Big taste, big adventure. Along with Cam Clark Ford, the official vehicle of Fishing the Wild West TV.
Fishing the Wild West. She's getting a little western on the deck. This week's adventure with Fishing the Wild West TV, we're in northern Saskatchewan at Nordic Lodge. We just arrived here. I'm standing with Carla and Darren, owners of Nordic Lodge. Darren, what can we expect this week?
Well, Wes, I think this week you can probably expect some outrageous fishing. The pike fishing has been turned on here lately and really good. Lake trout fishing is excellent. Walleye is really good. You know, and if you get lucky, there's a possibility you can get the Grand Slam if we can hook onto a grayling for you. So
I've heard about this Grand Slam, the grayling, northern pike, lake trout, walleye. So if time permits, we're gonna get into that.
yeah.
Carla, what about here at home base?
Well, you have all the amenities of being at home. We have light housekeeping cabins, all the bedding, linen are provided. Lodge, you can book your meals or you can cook right in your own cabin. And you can build your own package. You can come for 2 nights or stay for a whole week. It's completely up to you.
Can we stay for a whole week?
Absolutely.
And tonight we have the Canada Day fireworks and barbecue and basically an event celebrating Canada Day. This week's fishing adventure, Nordic Lodge, northern Saskatchewan with Fishing the Wild West TV. And he hit it. He's just a little guy, but we've seen big monsters swimming and following the bait, and they get right to it and they either see the boat, like they're following it right to the boat for some reason. Yeah, but there's way bigger than this in there. Thank you, JJ. Now the panic begins because we got to get him unhooked, cast back in there. Where there's one, there's more, and we've seen big. So there's decent pike, big, but there's way bigger in here. Get up and cast right back in there. And he hit it hard. They've been following it. He hit it. Come on, big boys. And it drives you crazy when you can see them big ones following and they just don't commit. But they will. Little one took it. I casted it out. There's a huge northern pike sitting there. I casted it just past him, and the one that he's traveling with took it, which is a great pike, but not a 40-incher, but still a great pike. We'll show this one to you again so that hopefully his buddy will take the bait the next time. We got that zombie Max on there and they're smashing it. So there he is, but that's the small one. Look at a chunk out of his fin there, probably from the big one that he was traveling with. So we're gonna go after, I hope that big one stayed with the boat. It's almost like they're stalking us. He's swimming right at me. Yeah, I just swing over here. Yeah, he's big, but he's not the 40. They're all great fish and strong. This is crazy. And that's not what we're looking for, but there's hundreds of them, hundreds of them. Bigger ones lurk. Now I get all impatient. And that's the thing, you get so excited, but you're getting these on almost every cast here at Nordic. So just take your time, do it right, because you're gonna get another one. Yeah, he's smaller, but right on the edge of that grass. I don't know, this Usually when them big ones take it, your lines just go sideways. They just try to swim away. But that's not the case this time.
This segment has been brought to you by Rock Guard, protect your investment, and Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Buzz Bomb Tackle, iconic sonic fishing lures, made in North America for over 50 years.
JJ spotted the, like literally he's up high and he's spotting them. And this big pike swam by and I give it a lob cast past him. And JJ could see the whole thing. He said, give her a twitch, bang. He hit it. I haven't seen the fish yet. He's probably 35, 36.
Yeah, mid-30s.
And these, in this bay, JJ's calling them small fish. First fish here at Nordic Lodge, or first bay, sorry, 20 or 30th fish, and that's what JJ's calling small in this bay. Away she goes. I'm gonna cast again. They're everywhere. I think he jumped out of the water trying to spit it. That was a swirl we saw, but I could be wrong. No, I think that's a pretty good fish. Big swirls as he goes in a circle trying to spit the hook. See, just trying to take off. I don't think he's 40.
No, higher 30s.
But they're fun. Like this, they are huge. Like they're so thick and strong. It's like they've been in the feedlot and they're all beefed up. That is a big fish.
Oh, the net is too small for the fish.
I should have brought the bigger ego net. It's too small for this lake, he says. There's what come out of there. We didn't measure him, but he's, what do you think, JJ?
I gotta be about 37.
37? I'll go 38. I'll put him down, get him back in the water, and go for his big brother. Man, those are, look at how wide he is across the back. Just hold. Enough of that. He's sitting. Enough being on TV. I'm going out. Yeah, this is a real fish, JJ.
Yep.
They've all been great. Now he's swimming at me. Yeah, he's going under. I got 20-pound sunline braid on here. Lots of spool, big spool. Whoa. And I'm throwing the Zombie Max from Lucky Bug Lures, and it's a swim bait. And they seem to be loving it. We picked the silver because JJ said there's lots of shiners in here, suckers. Whoa. Whoa. And that's what they're feeding on, and that's what that Zombie Max is imitating. There he is. Yeah, that's a great fish too. They're all great fish, like 30, I think 30 inches is the smallest pike we've caught so far this morning. We caught one hammer handle that had no business being there. I'd have been scared if I was him. Everything else has been 30 up to 40. This isn't 40 yet. Look at the size of his back. I don't want to hang him vertical. These fish are too big, too heavy to be hanging vertical by the gill plate and filling them, so always support them. I'll get her back in the water. God, they're beautiful. And they're just stacked back there. There she goes. It's only about 3 feet of water here. And what we're doing, again, I got 20-pound Sunline braid on there. And the Zombie Max. Get these weeds off, show you this lure. With a 50-pound steel leader, 8-jointed Zombie Max from Lucky Bug Lures, and it just goes to that water just as natural as can be, swimming. That shine, high shine, lots of flash. They're picking it up.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Lucky Bug Lures. Get hooked on Lucky Bug Lures. Welcome back to Fishing the Wild West TV.
They're up here a little shallower. Hand me the net there, JJ. I can get them if you want to keep the boat in control. Oh. JJ, we got the wind pushing us hard, and he's trying to keep the boat under control for me. Well, I set the hook on a bunch of walleye. Perfect. And I am taking my limit home. We're allowed 2 walleye from Nordic Lodge, and I'll never pass up a feed of walleye. It's my favorite freshwater fish to eat. There, I think. That was a long cast out there. Way out there. That was a long, as far as I could cast. And he hit it as it dropped. I was surprised he even got the hook set on him. He's a nice walleye. Really nice walleye. He's like worth a picture, JJ. You can't clap him on the head. Whoa.
I don't want to take them off. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful walleye. And walleye, because it's so cold water up here, it takes a while for them to grow this big. I'll show them to you. So here's what we got here. JJ got him in the net. That's a great walleye, especially for up here in the north. It takes them a lot longer to grow this big, colder water. Big Sky jig, using a 4-inch disc worm. This is my confidence bait with big bite baits, that black, white tail, and aggressive biting walleye here at Nordic Lake Lodge. So I don't know if he was chasing, and he hit like he's supposed to. He hit hard. There's lily pads here and some grass, and they're right on the edge of it. They're right on the edge of that grass. Give you a little slack, JJ. And to be honest, it's not an area I would normally fish. Like they're tucked in those weeds, and if you cast into the weeds, you hang up on weeds. If you cast the outside edge and bring it back to you, it's like they're darting out of those weeds and getting them. And we're only in 6-7 feet of water. And that's great walleye. Those are, that's my limit now. I'm gonna take two walleye home. I'm gonna enjoy him this winter. Another one, again, right on the edge of those weeds. I know we've had one hit literally right at the boat, but the bulk of them has been coming on long casts and just bouncing it back, just jigging it back to us. Just incredible. This is our second day, and we've already hit 3 species. You got the 4th species, which is Arctic grayling, and they have what they call a grand slam here, but the pike fishing, walleye fishing, lake trout fishing is so incredible. I don't know if I want to take time for Arctic grayling. I just want to keep going especially the big pike, and the numbers of big pike here. Jigging it, just pop, jigging it, bang, bang, and he hit it on the drop. Excellent. So now what's going to happen is JJ is not only an amazing guide, but he is an award-winning, he's won awards for his shore lunch. So we took it upon ourselves to help him out, catch a few walleye so that he can cook for us.
Wild Cookhouse is brought to you by Wild West Seasonings, home of award-winning seasonings, marinades, brines, and batters.
We just come off the water, and remember when I said JJ's won awards for his shore lunches? Well, he's at it now and he's going to prove it to us. And I even introduced him to a little bit of Wild West seasonings. When you come up here to Nordic Lodge, you're going to catch a bunch of fish, trophy fish, and the fishing will take care of itself. But make sure you take in the full experience, such as the shore lunches that your guides do for you. They're incredible at it, and it's part of the experience. And these are the fish that get talked about the most.
This segment has been brought to you by AQ Outdoors, striving to be Canada's leading paddle sports resource, and Jackson Adventures. We are Jackson Kayak. This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust, and Tourism Saskatchewan. Start planning your visit today.
I can't tell you how big he is because the boat's still moving forward. We're just trolling a number 2 Len Thompson, silver. And we've come into here what JJ calls his refrigerator, his lunch spot. He comes in here and he gets pike and lake trout for lunch, shore lunch with his clients. And Chuck and I heard rumor of this and want a couple to take home for the smoker. So JJ brought us in. And we're trolling 20 some feet of water, and they're holding at 7 or 8 feet. So it's a lot of fun. We've only been in here a few minutes and landed 2 or 3 smaller ones. I'm hoping this one, he's going crazy. And this one is for the smoker. Excellent. So there's a perfect size for the smoker. And there's a lot bigger fish in here. Nordic Lodge, you can go for lake trout, and they get up as high as 50 pounds. Lake trout, northern pike, which there's no end to them, and walleye, and even grayling. Again, keep changing up the speed of that lure, and that's when they hit. And this one feels a little better. There's a lot of great fish in here. We just come from jigging up a couple lake trout with spinnos. And we come in here and, as JJ calls it, long lining Len Thompsons in shallow water. Like it's 22 feet of water here, and they're holding about mid-level, anywhere from 17 to 11 feet. And they're taking it. You'll catch 3 or 4, and then there'll be a 5-minute lull, and then all of a sudden, bang. This seems like a better one. He's trying to really keep his belly on the bottom. Oh yeah. He's coming home with us for sure. This is a great lake trout in JJ's refrigerator, as he calls it. There's another great one that's going to go home with us to the smoker, some Wild West seasoning.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
In this week's Bass Pro Shops Gear Talk, I'm going to talk about clothing to pack into the north. Now, I fished a lot in northern Saskatchewan, Alberta, Manitoba, and I've gone through a great deal of weather changes, often in the same day. On this episode, you saw me wearing Valley Outdoors UV clothing. I don't normally wear my jersey when I'm on a trip like this, when I'm, in the north. However, leading into this trip, we had 8 or 9 days of extremely hot weather. 30, 32 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 85 degrees Fahrenheit. On the water, you not only get the sun, you get the glare off the water, and you're sitting in the middle of the lake in an aluminum boat. And that UV sweater or jersey actually wick sweat away. It kept the UV rays off me, and it even reduced odor. So it's one of the first times I've used it in these conditions. However, 8 hours later, I'm completely geared out in my gill rain suit because the weather has changed. So to answer the question on what you need to pack when you come on a trip of a lifetime like this, like the Nordic Lodge, you kind of got to pack everything. You could experience all 4 seasons often in the same day, often in the same half day. So never leave the boat launch without a quality rain suit and layered. You can always take layers off, but if you don't have, if they're left at home, they're doing you no good. That's this week's fishing adventure with Fish in the Wild West TV at Nordic Lodge in northern Saskatchewan. If you want to experience a true trip of a lifetime, drive-to trip of a lifetime with everything you would expect at a flying fishing lodge, book here at Nordic Lodge. Follow us on social media or through the pages of Hooked magazine. When you're catching fish continuously like this at Nordic Lodge, and these aren't even the ones you're looking for. Holy cow. Beautiful fish. Knowing what's in this bay, I don't want to put my hands in there too much. Holy cow. And that's almost every cast. JJ's brought us into, this is our second bay. Tells you where to cast. JJ's grown up on this lake, so he knows them where they are.
Follow us on social media or at fishingthewildwesttv.com.